Yo, welcome to season 2 of Godhand Radio. It's good to be back, people. Yeah, shouts out to Kevin Spacey for this beat. If you want to see more from him, soundcloud.com/Kevin Spacey. Got a great one lined up for you today, special edition, twice as long as a normal episode. My good friend Marie is going to be on the show. You know her, Saint Plata, Marieeezy. All our plugs are going to be in the description down below. But right now, let's get into this interview.
It's almost like that super. We're gonna start off.
It's almost like that super hot fire.
Remember that super hot fire video?
Which one?
The very first one that sparked.
Oh, you mean the one where he's rapping against
Sweet Dollar McDonald's?
I drink that.
I drink that. I forgot what else he said, but all I know is
Justin Bieber. I bump that.
And then I forgot.
Naps.
I take
it.
But nothing beats the first one because it's just like I'm not a rapper.
But I'm not a rapper.
Sweet Dollar McDonald's. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to Godhand Radio. Back from the actual dead. Like, we had to resurrect the show with necromancy. That's how bad this was. Points if you get that reference. Double points if you don't. Yeah, if you don't know who I am, why are you listening to this? I feel like no one who listens to this doesn't know who I am at this point. Today on the show, I have a good homie of mine. You want to introduce yourself, homie?
Hello, homies of Godhand Radio. Godhand radiettes.
The radiettes?
And the radios.
Oh, man.
Just,
we're getting multilingual in this month.
Multilingual. It's just, okay. Hello, I'm Marie. I'm 21 years old. I am a Libra.
Again.
My numerology sign is a 6, according to...
What? I didn't know. Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
What's my numerology sign now?
I don't fucking know. I'm going on a tangent here, but let me tell you this story. My friend has this mom who's just like super into numerology.
Wait, does she have more than one mom?
No.
You said she has this mom.
I did?
I didn't know if that was something that, like, she has one of her many moms.
I don't know. But her mom,
okay, super
into numerology, and she was saying, oh, what's your birthday? And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And I could see her, and I hear her eyes were just like, and just like calculating. She's like, oh, you're a 6. And I was like,
out of 10?
I was like, damn, that's an E.
Wow.
That's an E on the grading scale.
On the grading scale, that's like less than an E. Like,
that's failing.
6 out of 100. That's crazy.
But anyway, she was like, yeah, you're a life path number 6. And I was like,
is that like the same as like hand reading?
No, it's just based on your
hand reading, palm reading is what I meant to say.
God hand radio. But no, it's like you have to do all types of. I feel like algebra 2 trigs involved because you got to add this and that and that and that and blah blah blah. And you got to find numbers that are compatible to you. I was like, yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, she's like, numbers have been around forever.
No, they haven't though.
And I'm just like, I'm nodding, by the way.
I'm just watching you nod, and I'm like, I see this cue. They don't, but I do.
Babe.
That's the important part.
Just know that I was nodding.
Yeah.
For the record, on the record.
On the record,
I was nodding. But yeah, the life path number 6, year of the dog.
For Chinese New Year.
I
like how you're giving us all these stats about you, but no one knows why you're here. Like, for real. So why?
Yeah, I was waiting for the question, like, why are you here?
So I'm asking, why did you agree to come on the show today?
Because you asked me.
Dang, man. Gotta make it sound a little more.
Okay, alright. You approached me on one afternoon.
Wow. That's not even where I was going with that.
Oh.
What do you do with your life? What's your talent?
Well, I do like to draw. For those of you who don't know,
which is most
unless people.
Unless your fans for your stands from Twitter came to watch you.
Which is like 4 people.
Man, I've seen your Twitter followers. Your feed is lit.
Really?
Your feed is so lit.
99 people that are like half of them are spam bots. Yeah, those people are just.
Bro.
But yeah,
that's better than mine though. Have you seen mine though?
You have more followers than I do.
That's the problem. None of them are real.
I'm telling you, half of my followers are people from work.
Bruh.
So obviously they're gonna see it.
Bruh, people from work don't even follow me.
Maybe you should work with me.
Alright, cool.
We'll put you on.
Alright, bruh. Thanks, fam.
Gonna hate working there.
I'm not even military, like.
So, but anyway, I am aspiring to be an artist, specifically like a character designer for maybe a firm after I graduate.
A
firm. I don't know.
Why not a soft?
A soft.
Why does it have to be firm?
How about a medium?
A medium?
A medium.
What is?
Extra medium.
Tempur-Pedic? I want to work for a mattress.
I'm looking for Tempur-Pedic numbers around 1 through 10.
1 through 10. That's really soft.
Is it soft?
For those of you who know, like, post in the comments, I guess. What are the Tempur-Pedic?
Yeah,
because I've only laid on one Tempur-Pedic my whole life, and it was in a hotel. And then I was messing around with it, and it broke. So
and it broke.
I don't know. Like, I got to like 50 something, and then it stopped doing the thing, and I was like sunk into it, and I was like, I don't know.
So maybe
right.
50 might be like the softer it is.
The softer.
Maybe because you said it was at 50. How high does it? For those of
them that go, I know it goes up to 100 because I was like messing with it, and like it wouldn't go past 100. I don't think it stops at 50. I think you can go lower than 50.
I think it can go higher than 50 too.
Yeah, I said it goes up to like 100.
Higher than 100.
Okay.
There we go.
So, what do you like to draw? I know you said character design. Do you have a favorite?
Character design. Well, little backstory. When I was in middle school and high school, I would always, I would read manga. I would watch a little bit of anime, and I would be inspired to make my own stories.
Would you consider yourself a weeb before we continue?
A little bit. I recently just started getting into anime because back then I had no means of getting it. So I was more of reading like the manga. But I did hang around a lot of weebs, some furries. I'm just telling you the demographics. What I was in the otaku club in the public library.
Really?
Yeah, this was back in middle school actually.
What year was that for you? Because
let's see, I want to say like 06, 07.
06 was like the turning point of culture for a lot of people.
That is true.
Like, I'm gonna be real, 06 was a big year for me.
Because I'll be real, like middle school, that was a bad time. Like my hair was always in a ponytail. I was like the stereotypical like that girl that like you just know just by seeing me from a mile away, like this girl is a nerd.
Really?
It's like this girl.
The Dora pause real quick so they can catch up. But honestly, looking at you now, I feel like you're not a nerd anymore. I feel like you're more of a hype beast.
It's just for the people who can't see.
She's in an Obey shirt right now, guys.
Oh my goodness!
I swear.
It's not even.
She's in an Obey shirt right now.
Basketball tee, not basketball. Excuse me, baseball
tee. Baseball 3/4 tee that she spent $400 and stand outside the Obey store.
It was actually buy one get one free.
Was that the free one though?
Yeah, I only spent like $22.
She got the $400 for free, guys. That's the true hype beast.
How are you gonna pay $20 and get the $400 free?
Bro, they say buy one get one free. They don't say which one.
They should.
They should, but they didn't.
They do tell you. It's the little asterisk that says on the equal or lesser.
She out here trying to teach me how to be a hype beast. I didn't ask you how to be a hype beast.
It's not even hype beast.
That is
hype
pretty
beast.
Hype beast
is like supreme vape.
I feel like Obey is like on that list too.
With
like Huff.
I'm about.
Are you about to Google hype beast and see what comes in?
Hype beast brands.
Lord, now we gotta pause. Actually, no, I'm just gonna keep talking until you finish Googling.
Brands. And apparently, hypebeast is actually an insult, according to some of my friends.
Hypebeast? Oh yeah, it is an insult.
Brands. I'm about to go to the O's.
The O's?
Keep the O's. Tyler, the Creator.
Ooh, man.
And as you can see, Obey is not on the list.
Let's see. Of structures, octopus, odd future. Why is odd future on the hype beast list?
You know.
That makes no. Alright, well, I guess it kind of makes sense. Maybe I'm just in denial. Only New York, opening ceremony, and Our Legacy.
And as you can see, I don't know what any of these brands are.
Oh, man, it's because, alright, I guess you're not a hype beast.
Obey is like it's pretty mainstream now. Like it's,
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
At Zoomies,
It's in the same vein as like Diamond Supply Co. at this point.
Right. It's like, but.
Would you consider Huff hype beast? Go back to the list. I want to see the list.
Oh, go ahead. But I gotta put my pin in. So.
Yeah, because she doesn't trust me yet, guys.
I don't trust nobody.
You shouldn't.
All right, I'm gonna keep the pin then.
I wasn't saying change it. I was saying.
Let's see.
Go back to the list.
Beast.
Find the H. I want to see. I want to see the full list of hype beastness. I kind of took you off track though.
No, it's good. I mean,
Lord.
He said Huff.
Is Huff
Huff is on there.
Huff is on the list?
Huff
Alright.
is on the list.
I'm going to scroll through the list and point out any ones that I know. Let's see. Let's start with the number signs.
Although you can find Huff at like,
True.
Yeah, like anywhere. So.
Alright, I'm going to see the ones I recognize. I recognize 10 Deep. I recognize Adidas and Adidas Originals. Because apparently those are different. Asics? No. It's spelled weird. Look at how they. I don't know if that's even
that's
how you
how
pronounce it.
That's how you spell it.
Not like the shoes.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
How are they hype beasts? That's like
knows?
Skechers. Let's see. Billionaire Boys Club. I guess that's alright. Brooklyn Soap Company. I have a feeling they don't make soap. That's my guess. How do you feel about none of the C's? I recognize none of the C's. Carhartt, Cavern, I don't know, Cheap Monday, Christopher.
I don't know any of these.
BTTK. Why is DGK not on here? Dirty Ghetto Kids. Come on, guys.
Diamond Supply Co. I'm surprised.
Diamond's on this list?
Yes.
Then Obey has no reason to not be on this
I
list.
don't know.
I have no idea
now.
I don't know. The E's, I recognize none of them. The F's, none of them. G's, Gourmet is the only one I recognize. The H's, Huff. Nope. None of these are real. Jordans, okay.
Well, I guess.
K-Swiss. That's like Reeboks. Wait, I need to find the R's now.
I feel like Reeboks are on there.
Reeboks are on here.
Yeah.
What is the rule of being a hype beast? I don't understand it anymore. Back in my day, it sounds super old, but back in my day, being a hype beast meant something. Now it's just like 600 people bought this. Let's put it on the list. Why is this even a list? I'm confused.
I don't know. I literally just
Googled
hype beast brands and then
this website came up with just a list of
hype beast brands.
I don't think hype beast means what we think it means.
I don't know.
Anyway, back to
this.
Back to the interview. I'm gonna set that over there because it kind of flew out of my hand, and I apologize.
That's good, man. Converse.
Converse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Wait, no, I didn't see Converse. You know,
no, because you tapped on it while you were putting it over there.
And it like clicked.
Yeah, some basic ass Converse that I saw. I was like, these are you can get these at Ross
for less.
Like a nickel.
A nickel. True.
Anyway.
All right, so back to your origin story.
Yes. So I don't even know how we got. That was a.
Oh, because you said you look like a nerd, and I was like, now you look like a hype beast. Anyway,
I just want to say for the listeners, I am wearing capris from Walmart Athletic.
Walmart Athletic.
Yeah, Walmart Athletic.
Dang.
But you would never know.
You would
Mostly
never.
because you can't see me.
Mostly, but also because if you see them in person, you're just like, dang, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like, where'd you get those? Same place I got my rotisserie chicken.
Walmart. Dang, out here flexing on us with the rotisserie. Out here flexing with the rotisserie.
Anyways.
All right, so back to your origin story. So you glow up past middle school.
Well, actually, past high school.
Oh,
I didn't always look like this. This is recent.
Recent?
Yeah.
Bless.
In fact, let me show you what I look like.
Bless up. Actually, we're gonna have links to all these photos.
Oh, please no.
Please, yes.
Please no. I gotta find it actually.
Actually,
Yeah, but-
I'm gonna use whatever photo you show me. I'm using that as like the cover art for this interview.
Oh my god.
So you better pick a good one.
But I can't. Okay, for this doesn't count. So this has to be what. First of all, let me show you what I looked like in middle school.
Okay.
And this is not going on.
All right, this one's not going. This one's confident. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
This is what I looked like junior year of high school.
The glow up. The glow up.
And today I found out I lost 2 pounds.
Hey! Bless.
So, but yeah, just that stereotypical, like, you look at this person, he's like, you know, this person is just a nerd, or just like a weeb, whatever you call it, you know, otaku. They used to call them otakus, like, when I was like,
Yeah,
in
I
middle
remember
school.
that.
But yeah, actually, it all started when I was at the public library in like Princess Anne, and there's this comic section, but I didn't know they had a manga section. All I knew is that they had DC Marvel comics. So I forgot what I picked up, but it was just this DC comic. I borrowed it, read it, took it home, and then I brought it back, and I was like, I want to get some more. And so I was around maybe 10 or 11. Then I switched over to the manga section. I was just like, whoa. It's like, cue a whole new world from Aladdin. That was me. I was just like, oh my gosh.
Disney references about
Disney
anime.
represents, yeah. And it's like, so I swear I think the first series I ever took up from that point on, the very first like manga series was Ranma Half. So I was like in 5th grade, and I read that entire series, and I was just like, I want to draw like this.
Really?
So what I did was I read it, and I kind of like copied the characters.
Okay.
So I went from like, 4th grade, I was just like drawing like terribly, to like all of a sudden 5th grade, I'm just drawing like, like anime characters. Anime-esque characters. And if you know anything about Ranma Half, that was like set back in the late 80s, early 90s. Which is probably why, to this day, I still have like a bias towards like, I like the old style.
Yeah, because that's where you came.
That's where I came from. It takes me back to like when I was just like, I picked this up, and literally like my whole trajectory of life changed.
True.
Like my whole drawing style was like centered around this. So, pretty much from that point on, I was like reading series. But I gotta admit, like back when I was like a small kid, I was watching Toonami. I was watching Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hakusho, all that. So I had a prior exposure to it, but it wasn't until like maybe the end of elementary school, going on to like middle school, where I definitely got into like the anime manga way of drawing. Also, it helped that I bought Kingdom Hearts when I was like in 5th grade. So that.
Oh, so you were a PlayStation kid, not a Nintendo kid.
I was a PlayStation kid. The first console I was exposed to was a PlayStation.
Is your summer album gonna be PlayStation?
It's gonna be Sega CD.
Sega
CD 32X. The add-ons. So it's not even an album, because since they're add-ons, it's gonna be a mixtape.
Oh man. Mine's probably gonna be like the Odyssey.
The Odyssey. Oh man, Magnavox.
That's my summer mixtape.
So your summer mixtape, you gotta have an overlay
Yup.
to put on your TV.
Yeah, it's gonna be real. Like in order to see my mixtape, you gotta put film over TV.
I feel like
shout out to Kanye, by the way.
Yeah.
Kanye.
TurboGrafx 16.
TurboGrafx.
Gotta teach the kids.
Yeah, gotta let them know.
16-bit era.
Honestly, I went back and listened to everything Kanye has ever made after The Life of Pablo came out. /Swish/Waves. I don't know what it's called. So help me God. I don't know. And I remember why I originally got into music.
Mm-hmm.
I found a copy of Graduation.
Right.
I was walking home from school.
It was on the ground.
And on the ground was a CD. I pick it up.
Goodness.
It's Graduation, and I'm like, what is this? I have no idea what this is.
Right.
And I had like a CD player, because my mom had just bought me a CD player for my birthday. I was so hyped, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to this. And it starts out with Good Morning.
Good Morning.
And I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. So I listened to it all the way through, and it only skipped on one track, and it was the one he did with Lil Wayne.
You're gonna have to remind me.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it right now. No, because I have it all on my phone now. I don't actually have to stop the recording.
Alright,
Let's see. No, because it's gonna take forever. Albums. Where is it? Graduation. There we go. Click. Which one was it? Barry Bonds. It only skipped on Barry Bonds, and then like every other song was great. And I didn't know the names of any of the songs.
Right.
So like,
was it just the CD?
It was just the CD. There was like it wasn't the case or anything.
Right.
So I was just like,
so you
track
literally
number
found
7
a CD, not even in a jewel case. It
on
was
the
a
ground.
CD on the ground.
Someone dropped. Someone dropped that tape for me, and I thank the Lord above that I found
this
it.
This is literally the definition of dropping an album, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it only skips on track 7, but I really, because whenever someone was like, oh, you've heard Graduation, what tracks do you like? I was like, I like the first 5, and then track number 6 is great. Like I really like that one. Track number 7 skips, so I don't know if I like it or not. And then track number 8 is kind of weird because that's the one he did with Mos Def, Drunk and Hot Girls. Flashing Lights is amazing. I'll be like, track number 9 is really good. And then, for some reason, tracks 10 through 13 I thought were all one song because they flowed so well together.
Right.
So I was just like, the 4-parter at the end is pretty good too. Oh man, I love that album.
I have to say I have to stand by College Dropout. That was just
College Dropout.
The Family Business, and Never Let Me Down. Those are my 2 favorite tracks on.
Right. Because honestly, if I had to pick a favorite album from Kanye, it's probably Graduation because it was the first one.
Right.
But a close second is probably, and this is gonna be tough, but My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, with Watch the Throne as like a close third.
Right.
Just because I got into Kanye during that era, where he was like, I don't even want to say at the peak,
right,
but where he was at his most influential, because he had already established himself, and now he's in this point where he could just create freely before people realized how opinionated he was.
Right.
Because Kanye has always had these like strong opinions, and he was always very outspoken. People just weren't listening.
Yeah.
So now that people are listening, they're not always gonna like what they hear, just because that's how the world works.
Right.
But I still stand for Kanye.
Right.
Because Kanye is the reason most of the people who create now are creating, because they saw Kanye and they're like, okay, well, if he could do it, that means I can do it. And so, and obviously not everyone's going to think the same, so we're not going to get a bunch of Kanyes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do like a actual thing on Kanye versus Kendrick, not in like the way the title sounds, but the way people compare what Kendrick's doing to what Kanye did or what Kanye is doing now.
Right.
There's like a lot of similarities, and it's mostly just because of the order they were presented as to why people feel the way they do. But I'll talk about that another time. But what, man? You gotta set it up for other stuff. But yeah, come back next week. Come back next week for Kanye versus Kendrick. But back to what you were saying.
All right. I don't even remember.
I don't know how did
we get to Kanye?
TurboGrafx 16.
Oh yeah, TurboGrafx. Yeah, because you were like, when you're naming your album? And I was like, Sega 32X.
Yep.
So it's like a CD, but but I don't even remember because that was offhand. I was
PlayStation, Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah. So Kingdom Hearts.
How did we get so sidetracked?
This happens a lot when I'm talking to friends, but anyway. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. So my style then deviated to like Kingdom Hearts, but I was still reading like manga at this point. So in high school, like my skill was kind of gradually improving, so I was just thinking to myself, like, why not I try to make my own comic?
Ooh.
So I would go into art classes and I would take like computer paper and then I would like make my own panels. But this was before I did any planning whatsoever.
Oh.
So my problem back then is like I was very gung ho with just like
it's like I'm gonna draw.
I'm just
9
gonna
pages
draw
today.
9 pages today. I don't know where it's going. I hope I find something along the way. So it's just like I was just really just like because I was just so impatient. Like I was just like I want to be
good now.
I want to be good now.
Ooh.
That's so just like you see. So if you see like some of my old stuff that I still save to this day because I look back on it, it's just like, oh look.
Inspiration.
Just like back then.
The glow up, if you will.
Yeah, the glow up. You look then, and it's just like, you see me do like these 3 panels and they're really nice and they're detailed, and then by the 4th panel I just gave up. Like, you don't even know what's gonna happen after these. You're heavily invested in the 3 panels, but once you get to the 4th one, it's just like, it's barely drawn. It's just like there's barely a box drawn there.
Wow.
So and
it's not even like a slow fade either. It's like super detailed.
Just super detailed, and then bam, there's like, you're just left hanging. I don't even know what I was gonna put there.
That's like, probably why you stopped. You're like, I got nothing.
No, and it's just like, sometimes when you're like that, you realize the work that you put into it. It's just like, it's fun reading it, but then when you're like doing it, it's kind of frustrating because you're like, I want to see the end.
Yeah, I want to see the end product now.
Right. I'm comparing myself to the people that I looked up to, the material I was reading, and then I was trying to replicate that to the point where it's just like, I don't have any content. All I know is that the panels look nice, and like back then.
Yeah.
So that's why in high school I made a lot of like, not even like a coherent story. It was just like snippets of the story.
One shots, or parts of the one story.
Parts of the one story.
Okay.
And so it's like, let's say for instance, one day I'd like just draw one of my original characters, like just like, and then I would center the snippet, if you will, like around that drawing.
Okay.
That drawing. And sometimes I wouldn't even finish the snippet because it's just like, this is taking too long. I have another idea forming in my head, so I'm just gonna abandon this.
Dang.
And just go to the other one. So if I know,
Poor went out for all the half-drawn OCs.
For real. But I will say this about high school: like, the ideas that I had back then, I still have them in my head. So it's just like, I'm not giving up on this story. It's just like, I need to find the skills, and then in fact I need to like find the patience, develop the patience of like carefully planning out these like stories, these characters, like just really figuring out what everything's gonna be, instead of just like, you gotta draw now. Because I'll tell you right now, the story that I have in my mind of these same characters, it's not the same as it was back then, because it's just like, you figure out more things, and it's just like,
you learn how things work,
and it's
and
just
what
like
things don't.
And exactly, and now that I look back in the old story that I had in high school, there was so many plot holes. Like, there's like, I don't even know how it got to this. Never mind the fact that my drawing skill improved. Like, they don't even look like that anymore. So.
Yeah.
And then that's the whole reason why, like, if you want to bring it like a round circle, that's why I'm in this, this program, because it's just like, I want to promise myself, like, I want to see these characters the way I envisioned them back when I was like a 10th grader, 11th grader, 12th grader. I want to bring those out, but with more like, just like with that authentic look that I was going for, because I had none of this. I didn't have Photoshop, I didn't have Illustrator, I didn't have any Adobe things, I didn't have any,
Shout out to the Creative Cloud.
Well, they got me fucked up sometimes. It's like
dang.
I'll say this about the Creative Cloud, like, I wish you could pick and choose the apps that you want.
Instead of just having to take all of them?
Instead of all of them, because, just like, when am I going to use the other, other things? Like, I'm
like
mostly...
what? Premiere?
Like, what is Premiere?
It's a video editing software.
See, what am I going to do with that?
Edit your animation. I don't know. Add sound. Live your life.
But it's just like...
After Effects, man. It's how you animate.
After Effects.
Photoshop is how you draw. Illustrator is how you make it to where you can animate it. I know these things. I took that class.
I mean, like, now that I realize, like, after taking these, like, few animation courses that I have taken, it made me realize, like, I just want to draw, dude. It's not nothing. None of this,
you don't want to animate?
None of this animation, because it's just like, oh, man, it's just like all of this. And
that's how I felt about animation also, because I'm not an animation major, I'm a CTV major. I'm an animation minor, because I was like, my thought process was, I just want to make cool stuff, and just by any means necessary, on some Malcolm X type stuff. Not exactly on some Malcolm X type stuff, just, by any means necessary. So when I got here, I was like, CTV is cool, film, I can do that. Animation, didn't touch it for a whole year, because I was a freshman and they were making me do Gen Eds. Had to breathe in for that one, because that hurts me to say every single time. But after a year, literally actually wasted. These Gen Eds are pointless. I will go on record and say these Gen Eds are pointless. The entire program needs to be redone.
Right.
That's just my little soapbox, by the way. And no, I'm not telling you where I go to school. But and I feel like I'm gonna post this and everyone's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, no bad PR for the school.
Yeah.
But after literally wasting a whole year, I finally get to the animation stuff and I am behind everyone else just because I didn't have that same, passion for animation when I was a kid. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool, but I didn't look at it as this is something I can do. Like this is something I enjoy. I when people do it well, it's amazing.
Right.
But that's just not personally where my strengths are. I can direct, like if I can get to the point where I can say, hey, this is how I want it to look, and get someone to animate it for me.
Right.
That is more feasible than me actually having to draw it, because I'm actually very terrible at drawing. Actually garbage. Literal trash at drawing.
Right, yeah.
That's why I follow so many Tumblr artists.
Right.
Shout out to all the Tumblr. I can't mention everyone right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna feel bad if I leave people out.
Right.
But yeah, that's why I follow so many Tumblr artists, because I appreciate it. It's one of the things that I'm like, wow, when it's done well, it's amazing. And like your art.
Thank you.
Very much. I'm very much impressed with all the art you put out. It's amazing. With that being said, all of your links are going to be in the description. You have anything you want to shout out before? I know you're on Tumblr, you're on Twitter.
Well, I'll say this. If you want to just see artwork, just the artwork, follow my Instagram. Because it's just going to be a mess. Sometimes I'll leak stuff on Twitter. Sometimes I'll be on Tumblr and leak stuff.
Is it a link or leak?
Leak.
Leak.
Sometimes
you can't, if you leak it yourself, it's just called a release. Fam.
But not really, because sometimes I use
I
use Instagram as mainly drawings. But sometimes it's like I don't want to put it on my Instagram right now.
So it'll leak on other sites.
So just leak on other sites. Like I'll use it will be released on other platforms.
Oh.
So it's just like
see now if this was
secretness.
like media takeout or something, I feel like it'd be a leak. But it's like it's your own own personal Twitter.
It's like maybe it's just like if let's put it this way, if you put your usernames as different personas.
Oh.
So just like
wow.
Marieeezy leaked this on saintsuplata.tumblr.com.
Oh man! All right, so you guys heard it here first. saintsuplata.tumblr.com
and then Instagram.com
/ Marieeezy with 3 E's.
3 E's.
Yep, and then Twitter is the same as Instagram.
At Marieeezy.
At Marieeezy.
At Marieeezy.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. It was definitely fun. You will hopefully be a recurring guest.
I hope so too.
Because you're actually amazing.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Godhand Resurrection. Hopefully the next episode won't take forever. But anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to say, if you're an artist listening to this, definitely work on your patience. Don't compare yourself to others, and whatever you do, save your drawings, look back on them, reflect on them, and then learn from them.
Control S them drawings, people.
Control
S them drawings.
What is it? What the fuck?
We were doing so well.
We were doing so well. Like,
Control S those drawings, people. We're out. Peace.
That's it. That's a wrap on episode 1 of season 2 of Godhand Radio. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. I told you guys I would have a couple announcements for you guys. Man, it's been so long. I'm kind of out of practice, but don't worry. We got a lot more episodes in store for you. I'm sure I'll get it right next time. But we have a couple things in the works right now. As you guys may or may not have seen on our Facebook page, merch is officially available. Yes, that's right. If you want to rep Godhand at your local events and venues, merch is available for pre-order right now. We have 3 designs right now. You can go through, pick which one you like best, and hit us up, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible. We're also planning a little event in the coming months. More details will be announced later. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. Any other news will be posted to our Twitter. That's at Godhand Radio for specifically podcast related news, and at We Are Godhand for all our other events and things like that. We appreciate each and every one of you We are Godhand. Have a nice day.